Howdy, everybody. Welcome back. Yeah, to BlenderSith. gotta add that. Yeah, I'm back. Just did a video a couple days ago. We're gonna jump back in it because been on the Discord and talking to the students, and interesting subject come up. Um, okay. You guys are gonna have to start some experimenting on your own. If you're going to be a Blender artist or you're going to make stuff to sell online, to make money, or whatever you're doing, with Blender, learning, being original involves being creative. In other words, trying something that's not been done before with whatever tool you're using. In this case, we're using Fluent. It could be HardOps. It could be GridMonkey. It could be anything. But trying something, or even default Blender. But anyway, doing something, figuring out something new, a new shape, new design, modeling something new, or just modeling something abstract that looks cool. And start, in other words, putting together scenes and stuff, out of your own mind. And that requires experimenting. You don't know what a tool does, use it. Don't hit, the forums and Discord and start asking people and everything. Just use it. And this is a good point we're going through. We got into a discussion on Fluent and everything. And some things come up from simple to advanced. And I'm going to show you here. I got some work. We got the crate. This is my recreation. Quick recreation of it. Actually, I found this half done. I posted it in the Discord chat on Rudy on Fluent's Discord chat, and I ended up fixing. I ended up finishing it, doing a little more, putting big cross in it, following the tutorial, put the slashes right here like he did, and everything. He's got 3 rows. I put 2 rows down at the bottom. That's because, I might, I want to leave some room up here. I might do something different up there or something. And I didn't put the big button on the side. So, I had a little bit of variations. I think he's down here. He's got 4. He's got 4 of these insets. I got 5. My panel is a little bit bigger, than his. But anyway, and that's that. Did we start putting material on this? I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, we did. Okay, we started something. No, don't delete it. So that's cool. What's going on with my things anyway? And what else did we put together? Oh, someone wanted me to recreate the YouTube award, and we did this. Oh, and this is with shaded, well, semi-shaded. I think it's just got a gold on it. Yeah, I think that's all we did. We were going to experiment. Yeah, that's all it was. We put a mixed layer and just threw a gold material on it, and we went through various iterations of this. We did this one plain. Then we did this one where we had this piece right here separate. So we had the whole thing gold like this, and this middle piece right here was glossy, and the button was extra glossy and shiny and stuff, so that the square part right here stood out as real shiny. While this one, the outside, all this right here was pretty much this gold right here you see, kind of a dull, shiny gold. And, like playing, that's how we're doing. And that's how the idea come up. For showing people just experimenting. And a lot of people brought up the wood. And I've seen this in the Rudy's Discord channel too. Let's open this up so we can get our side panels in case we need them. But it's, you know, like I said, it's just about I've done this with everything in Materializer, and this is how you learn an add-on. You know, you don't learn the best by asking questions. You learn the best, and you memorize an add-on, you know, for your own good by actually using everything in the add-on and just playing with it. And yeah, not everything's going to work because you're experimenting. You know, you're finding out what's working and what's not working and all that stuff. And we're just going to get real simple here. Like I said, I want to try to make this as quickly as possible so I don't get into, you know, my normal, you know, 45-minute to hour plus long video. Some like and some don't. Probably 60-40. I say 60 to 70% don't care for it, and, you know, 30 to 20% or so do like it. But it's that 20% that's actually here, which is why I made the channel. So, you know, for you 60, 70%ers that come along, you know, well, you know, welcome to the ride, but this ride wasn't specifically meant for you. So, to be blunt about it, but welcome anyway. Hope you enjoy the channel. And if you do, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and click that bell. Since we brought that up, help the channel out, and we can I can do a lot more, and we can go more in depth with it and everything. But like I said, going more in depth means getting into more complicated modeling and more complicated stuff, not simple stuff like this that you guys can figure out just by using the feature that is there. That's all that's really needed in this. So with that, let's get on to it. Let me bring it up. We're just gonna fly through this real quick. I'm gonna put down a resemblance of a 2x4, supposedly. I will get it a little bit thicker so we can see the sides, because we're gonna need to see the sides to see what they're doing also in this. And do we want? Yeah, we'll just go with that. Let's turn it sideways so we can get a long profile of it. Pull out another window over here. Zoom in. You like my replay? I'm replaying everything I'm going to do. I'm trying to get a good visual on this. Get rid of that. Get our new in here. Then can we get away with a layer? Yeah, we can just get away with a layer. Bam that in there. And now let's take our 2x4 over here. Pull out a panel. Go up here. Go to our wood. You could use any of them. Let's just use wood too. Now, instead of connecting, we're going to experiment here. We're going to connect our wood to the color. Normal we don't. Oh. Let's get into our shading over there. Now you can see what we got going on here. You can see we got the pattern right there, and we got horizontal lines going on top of it. Probably not what we want, but you know, we don't need to go, you know, out on the internet asking questions on how come my lines are horizontal. Let's figure things out here. But first, let's do some playing around. Let's just do this. Let's just cook, because you might not know. So let's just hook the normal into there. And you know, depending on what depending on what you're using up here, the liquid, the patterns, the normal, you know, every little section up there of effect is going to be different. But this is how you learn how things work, and this goes for geometry nodes. This goes for everything. Just get in there and play with the node. and move switches around and see what's happening. This is how this is how you pick things up. But and we could put pattern, and see this gray dot. It could go into any one of these gray dots here, and you can get we go down here into overlay. You'll see that this changes it's kind of like a little darker color. See, we get like a more darker look to it than we had. The other look was kind of like mahogany, or this one's like a mahogany, and the other one's kind of like, if we undo that one, see how it gets a little lighter, and if we just take the pattern and put it into there, it darkens it up a little bit. This is how by doing this stuff, this is how you pick things up on how something works. By popping it in everything. We could take it in and put it in here into value. And wait, I'm not on my Windows cloud machine, so it's a little short, but you can see no real change. So that really didn't do nothing. And you can go through all this, but let's stop on that for now. Now let's bend down a little bit. Now start at the top right here. Well, start at scale and move the scale, and you can see on the side right here what our scale is doing. See how the scale is changing the grain? Well, you might be seeing that in the video or not. Hopefully it's coming out. And there's another scale right below it. Now, then pull it back up here as far as that horizontal that we were doing a while ago. See, we got right down here at the bottom. We got along X and Y and along Z. Let's play with the X and Y. And keep going, keep going, keep going, keep pushing it, pushing it. Okay. That's that's all down. That's completely up. Let's do some Z. And see, we're just seeing what's going on here. Phase. What does that do? So you see what phase is doing here. Let's put distortion back to 1. See, now we can see we got some grain down there. I don't want double clicking. See, now our grain is getting bigger. But we go to 1.5. That doesn't do anything. So going over 1.0 doesn't really matter. Okay, that darkens the strength at all the way at the bottom. We can see this how the strength at the bottom darkens our color. And what does micro do? Micro is going to straighten out the grain a little bit. And apparently we could add some contrast. Oh, we got our color up here too. If we want to play with our color and actually make it darker, lighter, depending on what type of wood we want to go with. But you guys can see, what we're doing here. Yeah, the mix layers, we don't have anything mixing, so. But you can see what we're doing here, and we can, we can go up here and we can add another one, like this, and switch this out for a mix layer, and play with two of them and get going. But like I said, I don't want this to get too long. But you get to, what we're doing here with one, we can do a 2-layer or a 3-layer. You can see in our, right here we got 2 layers, or we can put 3 layers in. Once we learn the wood node here, all what the 2 scales do, the distortion, the border, the phase, along the X and Y and along the Z. Once you learn how to play with them and get different results and stuff and what each one does, then it's just about doubling it and adding your layers. Where you go 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers, or however you want to do it. It's just about putting on your layers and getting the wood look that you want. And then, like I said, adding the normals, and you can bring in, some grunge and stuff like that if you want to put some grain on it or bump on it or something. Make, bark. Well, I guess that wouldn't go good with 2x4s or wood planks or whatever, but, if it was a tree, if it was a tube or circular, if it was a tree trunk or something. But you get the idea. And it's just about, playing. It's just about seeing what each one does. What does this do? What does this do? What does this, going down and everything. And all it really takes is time. You'll learn it all on your own without asking questions. You change the number, you watch what it does in your window over here, and it's on the most simplest terms. That's all there really is. That's all there is to it. Even geonodes and everything. Put a shape. Put geonodes here. Start changing numbers and see what happens in the 3D window. And you're like, oh, that's what that does. Okay. And yeah, geonodes are complex. There's a lot of them, so you have to go through it. It'll take you a while, to learn everything. But once you learn it, you got it. You know it. You can start making your own cool stuff, and everything. But that's pretty much all for it. 2 videos in 2 days. Did I put out my video yesterday or was it Sunday? I don't know. 2 videos in 3 days. So that's not too bad for this week. So with that, that's all I want to do. This is kind of like just an end video. For those of that missed the Discord discussion and talk on what we had and stuff, they might be coming into it late, wondering what was going on, what did I miss? This little short video right here, this is what we've, all spent, nearly 2 hours or so going over on a channel and discussing. And, some people were playing, with the wood grain, and some people, would pick some other stuff and play with it and talk about it in the channel and stuff like that. And by the way, this is not the public channel. What this is the private group, the ones that are, the ones I get my most views from, the subscribers that are here to learn Blender, to make money from it by making stuff and selling it. So when you hear me say the ones in the Discord channel, that's the ones that are in the Discord channel. Not really for probably 90% of the views that I'm getting on here on this channel. That's all from YouTube search and suggested videos. There are channel links to the BlenderSith channel, which no one's really jumped in there yet. So that tells you how that's going. But yeah, that's when you hear me say the Discord channel. That's what we mean the private channel that people are learning this and spending the time, because these are total new people. They're learning 3D for the first time ever, and so things are going a little slower with them as they're just learning the model. They just happen to be learning with an add-on with Fluent and Materializer instead of just jumping and learning how to do it in default Blender. But they're picking up default Blender as we go, because like I said, eventually we convert our models over to Blender. Speaking of which, let's jump back in. We don't need to do this no more. Let me get rid of that. For those, I doubt there's not too many people new here, but for those that are new to Blender, when I say convert, let me go back to the crate here. And this is what I'm talking about. We'll select the whole crate. We'll go into edit mode. And you can see what the crate looks like. This is what it actually looks like. because it's non-destructive. So when you put everything, all the bowling objects and everything that we've cut and done in with Fluent and everything, that gets the shape of it. And then when we commit it, in other words, go over here, and all these modifiers that you see here, once we apply all of these, and we can do that in one fell swoop here in the Blender, or I mean the Fluent tutorial right here. Autocomplete, you can tell different things, kind of like BoxCutter, or I mean, yeah, kind of like BoxCutter. If you hold Control to apply without duplication, and if you hold Alt to keep outer bevels modifiers, you hold Shift, you hold Shift plus Control, you get different things. It's the same thing menu that you get when you go into Blender. I mean, not Blender, but when you go into BoxCutter, all the add-ons at it when it comes to applying everything to natural, destructive geometry. Once you're all done with all your bowling cutting and all that stuff and everything, and you're ready to go into the actual geometry, usually get a one-button click that will apply all modifiers and everything and do that for you, instead of having to go through each one and clicking apply all the way down. But that's what we mean when we go to Geo. Well, that's what I mean when I say we go to Geo. That means we apply all of our modifiers and everything, and we've got actual geometry. And that's when my Grid Modeler add-on comes into play. When I've shown that before in a previous video. When I do get it into the actual geometry and stuff, into edit mode, and I do find that I need to do something or add something, or that's when I start using the Grid Modeler add-on in edit mode, because it's not a hard surface add-on. It's kind of like what Fluent and BoxCutter does, but it doesn't work in object mode. It works in edit mode. So that's what that does, and that's my tool that I use when I'm in edit mode. With no booleans or anything, I'm actually working with geometry. That's the tool that I use in that. So with that, and like I said, there'll be links to everything in the description that you can find, which most all of it goes to Blender Market, and that's my affiliate links. If you want to help the channel out and use my links to go to that you can do that. And with that, I guess we're fine this week until next Wednesday. You got 2 videos kind of for this week. How cool is that? But yeah, I guess we'll leave it here, and hope you guys like this show on the wood, and you pretty much should know everything you need to know about wood now. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Take care.